Experience points? Is that what's happening? I'm so confused. I know, I'm looking at chat and I'm like, what are these things? No entiendo. ¿Por qué esto es los coronas? Las coronas? It's very strange. Hi, everybody. It's me, voice actor Chris Waycamp, coming at you live here on a Wednesday night on YouTube, just as God intended. But I don't think God had this in mind. I don't think God had live streaming in mind. I think this is all on us. It's on us to figure this out now. But the good news is, it's Wednesday. It's July 16th. You're halfway through the week. And here we are. That's right. It's Brahms o'clock. Oh, Teacup Zawa. He's just hiding. There we go. I need to get an engine keychain up here. I need a Zawa and engine up here. It's been a good day. Sessions in the morning and then sessions in the afternoon. Had to drive across town to the Crunchy Rolls for more anime voice acting. And then, of course, in between, I've been playing Cardonomy in the Discord server. That's been fun. Although I am just getting my butt kicked a lot. For some reason. I think it's because, like, every time I go from silver to gold, I go up against somebody that just has nothing but epics, and I just get absolutely smashed by people who have epic cards. I don't have that many epics yet, and so just getting absolutely bodied. Let's say hello to some of our friends in the chat here. Let's see. Nella's here. What's up? Retro DJ, welcome in. Shinori is here. Hello, hello. For some reason, DJ, you're number 3 crown. And Shinori, you're number 2 crown. I don't know what it means. What's up, Panicking? What's up, Alyssa? What's up, Willow? Hannah Wilson is here. What's up, Hannah? Avery, how's it going? McKenna, welcome, welcome. Bella's here at number 1. Why are you the number 1 crown? I don't know. I don't know what it means, but I'm happy. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for all of us that you're the number 1 crown. I don't know what that means. Oh, great meeting you too, Panicking. Thank you. Critical Errors here says workday 1 of 10 in a row. Oh, brutal. I feel you. Nat, what's up? Welcome in. Jadzia is here. What's up, Jadzia? Welcome, welcome. Jadzia number 3 crown. I still don't know what that means. Maybe I'll figure it out. Whom else has joined us? Oh, Madison with $1.99. Look at the edit. I DM'd you. I shall do it. I assume, what is that, on Instagram probably? On Instaspank? Alexis Spark is here. What's up, Alexis? Welcome in. Araya, what is up? Welcome. B is here. What's up, B? And Lindsay is here. Hello, Lindsay. Welcome, welcome. Aiko's here. Aiko? I don't know. Glad you're here. Night Blue 7 is here. Oh, it's Andrea and Ashley again. Hey, guys. Welcome in. Drama's here. Hello, Drama has finally arrived. We finally have some drama here at Sleep Summoner. And Autumn Manning is here. What's up, Autumn? Oh, Jackie's here in the chat, keeping us safe. What is up, Jackie? One of our wonderful moderators here at the Campfire, keeping us on track, making sure that I don't violate my own community guidelines. It's very important. Yeah, Vatani? What's up, Vatani? Question mark? Vatani question mark. Not sure if you're Vatani. And Elorith is here. What is up, Elorith? Wait a minute. Now Madison's number one. Wait, why is Madison number one now? Madison is the number one crown. What is happening? Piper Thomas is here. What's up, Piper? Welcome, welcome. Zochi's here. What's up? I got your name right this time. I noticed that I've received some packages this last week, and so I've instructed my P.O. Box folks to forward those on to my house. Haven't received them yet, but looking forward to opening those with you guys on stream as soon as I can get my hot little hands on them. Always appreciate the letters and the parcels you guys send. Always brightens up the month for sure. And Shinori says for $2, it means we are top fans. It's for engagement. Oh, and then there's a like on it, so I can like this also. Oh, like. There we go. Interesting. What's up, Mutt? Welcome in. Jackie says, fight to the death for the top fan spot. Hey, Peyton, welcome. How's it going tonight? Did you have to work tonight, or are you working later tonight? Oh, Madison's number 2 now. Man, that was short-lived. That was a short-lived queenship. Didn't last very long. Shinori says, Crown Stealers in the comments. Chloe, what's up, Chloe? Welcome. Yes, I am here. Yes, welcome in. Oh, now Alorith has a crown, too. Alorith just made the crown herself. That's a very do-it-yourself kind of way to do it. What's up, Finn? You're not late. You're just in time. Welcome. Panicking, no, unfortunately it doesn't. It is a paid community. And, we keep the price very affordable. Although I understand if you can't, that is okay. I'm still glad to have you here on the stream. You certainly don't have to contribute any money at all to just enjoy the live stream. So, thanks for joining in tonight. Trini's here. What's up, Trini? Jinx is here. What's up, Jinx? Alexis says, settling in after a day of dropping car tires on my feet, coworkers annoying me, losing my 10mm socket in a customer's car, and getting stuck working under the driver's side dash of a car. That sounds like a day. It sounds like you've got a whole day going on. King of Squirrel has joined us. Welcome in, King of Squirrel. What's up, Silver? Welcome, welcome. Uh-oh. Madison has taken back her crown by force. By the force of $1.99, and I'm going to like that. With the force of $1.99, Madison has taken back her crown. Wow. It's kind of like it's like the nobility fighting each other. It's like Downton Abbey or something in here tonight. We've got the nobles are having a squabble, a kerfuffle, if you will. Oh, and you get experience points too? Bella's here. What's up, Bella? Welcome in. Bella says you also get 75 experience points. What does that do? Do you get to level up? If you do level up, because this is real life, make sure you put your points in charisma. Charisma. Kind of no point, I've learned, in putting points anywhere else. Don't bother putting points in, maybe Constitution. I think Constitution would be a good move. Grab some Constitution, just so you can avoid getting sick and stuff. But you don't need strength. You don't need intelligence. You certainly don't need wisdom. Those aren't going to get you anywhere. Oh, hold on a second. I got a phone call. What's up, man? I'm streaming on YouTube. It's all good. No, tell me. Is it private? Oh, okay. I mean, I won't share it on stream if you don't want me to. Well, they'll enjoy my reaction either way, but I just won't tell them what it is. I don't know. Can you guys hear the phone? No, they can't. I don't have you on speaker or anything. I've got you up to my ear.
Okay. You know, I just worked with Aaron Roberts was directing at night. It was a great session. It's fun working with someone who actually gives a shit. And Katie, the engineer, have you ever worked with Katie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. She's a lot of fun, and she was actually like better than a lot of the day engineers, which was weird.
Yeah.
But you're talking about Katie, and I was like, oh,
What? Oh my, what? I've never heard that before. That is the most shocking possible way to say that, I think. These Zoomers, bro, what are you gonna do? What can you do with these Zoomers? I think that would be a dead giveaway. I think they might. Yeah. I'm drinking a Brahms milkshake. Had date night with Sarah. We went over to our little ramen shop we like and got some Brahms and now just chilling on stream. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's okay. I'll message you this weekend and let you know how it's going and send you some stuff. All right, brother. Bye. Yeah, do it. Okay. All right, bye. Sorry. That was my life mate, Kyle. He says he's going to pop in 10 minutes in the chat. But he's driving right now. So DJ says these are XP points, but what do they do, you know? That's what I want to know. What do they actually do? Hannah goes, who's Sarah? Well, Sarah's my wife. As I used to say back in the day, my current wife. And actually, one time on a stream, I stuck my foot in my mouth. Somebody asked me a question, and I was like, well, my current wife's Sarah. And then everybody was like, current wife? So that just kind of became a joke. That became a meme for a little while. My current wife, Sarah. Sarah and I have been married for... 17 years. Because we just had our 17th anniversary in June. So it wasn't that long ago. So I really should not have had to think about it that hard. But yes, tonight was date night before I go out of town. I'm headed out of town tomorrow, flying to Atlanta for Atlanta ATL Comic-Con. And so yeah, try to get the date nights in where we can. It's important. It's important. Wait a minute. Madison is already in second place again? I think I missed something. Madison is at number 2. Madison says, so back to you watching the edit I sent you for $1.99. I'm going to like that. Wait, I can heart it too. What does that mean? I don't know. I liked it and I hearted it. Jadzia says, XP gives us attention from you. IDK. But I can't see the XP, so I don't know how that would work. Like, how would I know? Trini says, I've been married 20 years. Date night is important. Yes, it is. My wife. Yo, what's up, Night of Breath? Welcome in. No worries. We just started like literally 15 minutes ago. Has not been long. Okay, Avery, thanks for being here. Avery, a being. Thanks for hanging out. Maybe we'll see you back in a little bit. We're just chilling tonight. We're not doing anything important in here. This is literally just chilling. That's all we're gonna do. We're just gonna chill together. Yo, what's up, Lexi? Welcome in. Trini says 22 years married. That's awesome. Oh, Madison's number 1 again? How did you do that? How did you get to number 1 again? That's right, Trini. Then to Chattanooga. We go Atlanta, Raleigh, North Carolina for GalaxyCon Raleigh. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Let's go. FarleyCon. That's going to be fun. That's going to be me and Kyle. Me and Kyle mixing it up in Chattanoogs. Now Shinori back at number 1 says it's for some sort of leaderboard. Leaderboard top 3 get a badge. Hold on. I gotta like that and I gotta put a heart on it. DJ says going on 10 years for me and the Mister in October. What kind of milkshake do I have? I find something I like and then I stick with it. 17 years of marriage. But we're talking about milkshakes. German chocolate. Because I like coconut. And I like nuts. So that's got both the things I really like. And it's chocolate. Yes. Oh, Vitani, you're going to be there? Let's go. It's going to be a fun weekend. And yes, cookies, I know. I have not. I need to get out to California. I sure do. I sure do. Shinor's back at number 1 now. Maddie and Shinori are tied. Bella is at number 3. I don't know. I don't understand how this works. I really don't understand how this works. I've never seen this before either. Like, I wonder if Kimmy turned something on, maybe? Because I certainly didn't turn anything on. So I don't know. I don't know where this came from. Madison back to number 2. Back to Indy? Yes, I do need to come back to Indy. I agree. I really like Indianapolis. I was really, really happy in Indianapolis. That was a great city. I want to come back to that again. Elora says 27th wedding anniversary coming up in October. Let's go. Rock and roll. That's amazing. I think I'm going to quote Superman here because I just recently saw Superman. Maybe monogamous commitment is actually the real punk rock. Long-term monogamous commitment. Maybe that's actually the punk rock. Oh, wait a minute. Lexi Richter. Oh my gosh. Coming from the top rope. with the chancla between her teeth. Lexi Richter says, Chris, Kaiju Season 2 this weekend. Let's go! I gotta heart that. I gotta like it. Kaiju Season 2 this weekend, guys. I'm pretty excited about it. I have put a little watch party on the calendar, I believe for next Monday. So watch the episode, but then join me Monday to watch the episode again with some commentary, with some behind-the-scenes convo, with me, the voice of Isao Shinomiya, the director general of the Kaiju Defense Force. Pretty important job. And yeah, so come hang out in the Discord server with me. We'll watch it again, watch it together, or just wait and watch it with me. Either way, and that'll be fun. That's something to look forward to. But anyway, Lexi just catapulted into third place somehow. So there you go. Yes, Lindsay, it does bring all the fans to the yard. Trini says, I want some crispy hugs. And don't forget Monica Rial. Yes, that's right. It's going to be me and Kyle and Monica. It's going to be a good weekend. Uh-oh, Madison from the top rope. Back to number one with $1.99. I got to heart it. I got to like it. And Simon says hi. Shinori likes licorice and hates coconut. That is so utterly backwards. Jinx says, should I send you a Bueno? It's a coconut chocolate candy over here in Scotland. Don't know if you guys have them. I want to say I've seen those at World Market, maybe. Atlas says, have you guessed it at Canadian cons? Well, yes, I have, actually. Yes, I went to... Where did I go? Not even that long ago, I think. Well, last year. Was it last year? That I was in Edmonton? I went to Edmonton. I went to Vancouver. More like Van Snoover. More like Van Hoover, am I right? I don't even know what that means. Where else did I go? I went somewhere else. Montreal. I went to Montreal way back when, like 2019. So, I'm sure I'll be back. I'm sure I'll be back to Canada at some point. I like Canada. I don't really want to go to Canada in the winter time. That's not high on my list. But in the summertime, I would love to come to Canada again. That'd be amazing. Uh-oh, Trini coming in with $1.99. Chris, can we go to Drake's after FarleyCon pretzels? Oh, let me try that again. Chris, can we go to Drake's after FarleyCon? I think then, comma, pretzels. I mean, I love pretzels, so maybe that might work out. Is Drake's like a local? Is that like a local pretzel shop or something? I do like a good pretzel, especially with like some cheese sauce and butter and ooh, all the fixins, all the good stuff. B says, what did you think of the new Superman movie? And I loved it. I kind of went into it with the expectation, or rather the hope. I went into it with the hope that I could just turn my brain off for a couple hours and just have fun and see some cool stuff and just laugh a little bit, enjoy some superhero action. And it totally delivered on that count. I had my my typical movie fare, which is some popcorn and a Dr. Pepper. It's the only time I ever drink soda is at the movie theater. And then I also had my Junior Mints, which my kids make fun of me for eating because they say that they taste like toothpaste, but they are wrong about that. They're just not refined enough yet to understand why Junior Mints are delicious. Peyton Collins with $5 has just leapfrogged other people and moved into third place. Peyton says, I'm glad you like indie. It's awesome. Heart. and like. Am I way behind the chat? I feel like I'm way behind the chat here. Let me see if I can get caught up. Don't go broke on YouTube. That's right. Vicky. That is correct. Vicky, obviously a fan of Twitch back in the day. Vicky remembers we used to have a saying on Twitch, and that was DGBOT. Don't go broke on Twitch. You got to pay your rent. Got to pay your electric bill. Don't go broke on Twitch. So now it's DGBOY. Don't go broke on YouTube. Just don't do it. Let me get caught up here. Getting caught up. Piper says, I love German chocolate pie, but Cornell is allergic to coconut, so I have to be extremely careful. Yeah, I love all pie. I love it. It's so good. Madison, still in the number one spot, says, these ads are screwing with my stream. Araya from the top rope, absolutely flying in with the atomic elbow, taking over the number 3 spot with $5. That gets a heart. That gets a like. Araya says, so you get 75 points per $2, I believe, you spend on a super chat, which is used to determine who the top 3 are. Also, come back to Ohio. I would love to come back to it, especially Columbus. I had a wonderful time in Columbus. I would love to come back to GalaxyCon again. That was a great weekend. Last December, I think. Crazy that was already, like 7 months ago. Holy cow. Araya. But yes, I would love to come back. Love to come back again. Vatani, thanks for popping in. Have a great night. Toronto, yes. Chloe, I did go to Toronto. I want to say that was that in 2020 before the world shut down? I was there with Kyle, I know that, because we went to a Blue Jays game. But I don't remember exactly when now. And it was for a tiny little con. I'd like to come up there for like Anime North. Isn't Anime North there, I think? I would love to come for that sometime. I'm trying to get caught up. Trying to get caught up here. Mike, what's up? Hello, welcome. Uh-oh, Shinori from the top rope. Flying in with the elbow drop again. $5. Shinori standing up for her terrible taste in food. In food and snacks. Saying, my taste buds are fine. Sorry, Maddie. And yet we have proven over the years, Shinori, that you have what I would describe as an irrational, maybe even a highly irrational devotion to licorice, which is pretty disqualifying. I would have to say that's pretty disqualifying, but that's just me. So now Madison, back to number 2, says that I love that I said Simon said hi and you said nada. Hi, Simon. So does Simon share your crownship? Is that how that works? Is it like, does the crown apply to the whole household? Or is it just your crown alone? I don't know how these things work. Araya corrects and says, never mind. Each super chat has their own designated amount of EXP they give. The higher you spend, the higher amount of EXP. So this is literally a pay to win type situation here. Oh, Kimmy Britt's here. What's up, Kimmy? Kimmy says, Junior Mints are top tier movie snack. I agree. I super duper agree. Also, Kimmy, did you know that there's a new Deftones song out? And it's good. It's really good. I was listening to it over and over again when I was driving today. And thought about you, because I know you are a fellow Deftones fan. Also, Kimmy, did you turn something on that makes these crowns appear? Because I've never seen these before. So maybe they're just new. Maybe it's just a new thing, but I was just curious. Either way, it's all good. I was just curious. Madison makes the very disgusting comment that mint and chocolate is trash. Surely you don't mean like chocolate on its own or mint on its own. You mean like them together, which either way is completely wrong. But surely you don't mean that in the global way that you have stated it. Oh, what's up, Faye? Welcome in. Faye likes Milk Duds. I don't hate Milk Duds. They're just not what I choose, you know? I'm a Junior Mints guy. It's a tradition. I get a soda and a Junior Mints. Dr. Pepper if it's available. Vanilla Dr. Pepper, even better. But I never drink soda. So it's my one time to enjoy a soda pop. Hannah says, I thought Engine was Aizawa in disguise. Well, I mean, in a way, he's kind of got that same laid back. He's just not as exhausted yet, I think. He's younger, and he hasn't been completely exhausted by these children that he's enlisted onto the cleaners. That's right, Kimmy, DGBOT. Jackie says, I love popcorn and a chocolate dough. Hold on. Chocolate dough barbell protein bar. Oh, like chocolate cookie dough? Is that what you're talking about? With a Diet Coke when I'm at the movies. Let's go. Yeah, I love Dr. Pepper. I love a good Dr. Pepper. But I don't drink soda. DGBOYT, that's right, Lexi. B likes dots. I like dots. They just get stuck in my teeth. They're real sticky, you know. Jackie also likes the cherry icy when she's feeling crazy. Jackie goes crazy at the movies, and that's a cherry icy. Chocolate mint ice cream is yummy. What's up? Welcome in, Marguerite. Yes, you need to listen to it, Kimmy. And I pre-saved the new album, too, because I know I'm going to want to listen to that album over and over again. Coconut Dr. Pepper? I've never tried such a thing, but I have a feeling I would love it. It's like a tropical Dr. Pepper. I think I would probably be all over that. Coconut Dr. Pepper. Yeah, that sounds good. Schnorri says, you confused me so much when I kept getting notifications from Engine all of a sudden. Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not trying to cross you up, I promise. I changed my name on Twitter to Engine. And so I think that is what Shinori is referencing. So, yes, Alexis. He is Aizawa before inheriting problem children. I agree. He's in the process of inheriting problem children. He just inherited one of the biggest problem children, I think, in Rudo. I think Rudo is going to end up being a big problem child. Elora says, have you tried freeze-dried Junior Mints or any other candies? Freeze-dried Milk Duds are my favorite. No, I have not tried those. That sounds interesting. Alyssa says, do I need to pay for Aizawa? What do you mean? Pay for Aizawa? Madison at number 2 says, mint and chocolate should forever remain separate. That's just crazy. So you're telling me you don't like mint chocolate chip? Like, you don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do for you there. Sour Patch with popcorn, Nella says. That sounds really good. Chloe says, I like iced tea the best. Well, I do. Oh, yeah. Pure Leaf is where it's at. Pure Leaf is my go-to. That's what I've got here at the house all the time, is the Pure Leaf tea. That's my regular, that's my standby. Alyssa says, Maddie, I'm going to come terrorize you with mint chocolate ice cream. Hey, you guys, anybody in this chat can come terrorize me with mint chocolate ice cream anytime. Because, man, you're crazy. That's insane. I love mint chocolate ice cream. How do you not like mint chocolate ice cream? I guess it's just, is it too minty? Is the mintiness like too minty for you? How do you feel about like what flavor is your toothpaste? Is your toothpaste like, how do you handle the mintiness of toothpaste? Is that too minty for you? Or how do you feel about spicy food? You know, that's my other question, is like, if you can't handle mint chocolate ice cream, is spicy food like totally off the table? Or are those two things not even related? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, mint chocolate chip is so good. Lexi Richter flying in from an airplane, out of the emergency exit of the airplane, at number 2 now with $4.99, says, engine, adding to my list of hot anime men. Already added to the list. He's pretty hot. He's got the tattoos. He's got the, what would you call that haircut? I guess it's like an undercut. I don't know. Should I get an undercut? Should I grow my hair out longer and then get some kind of undercut situation? Is that just the midlife crisis talking? It might be. I think there's nothing that a German chocolate milkshake cannot help, at least. Oh, Lord. The chat got away from me again. Jinx says, Maddie, your taste buds are broken. I agree. I'm with Jinx on this one. Let's see. I gotta skip. Yo, what's up, Pergabirdie? With the super brief hootie hoot. Pergabirdie here, one of my wonderful moderators, keeping us safe in the chat. Keeping us on the tracks. Driving the streetcar down the road. Yeah, Panicking, no problem. It was great to meet you. Maybe we can, maybe we'll cross paths again. You know, I'm already booking stuff for next year, so, which is crazy. Because, well, I mean, we are halfway through this one, but still. Hoot! Yeah, Shinori, I like spicy food too. I don't like, you know, I'm not out here trying to like have a ghost pepper for a snack or whatever, but I love Tex-Mex and it's always spicy. And so, yep, that's some of my favorites are the spicy foods. Y'all are saying no? You guys are saying no to the undercut? Some of you are saying yes. DJ says yes, get tatted. That was not on offer. That was nowhere in the discussion. But all right. I guess should I get like full arm tattoos also? Just go ahead and get some tattoo sleeves on both my arms. Purgabirdie says yes. Jadzia says get a fade on both sides. Okay. I gotta grow my hair out more to get a fade on both sides though, don't I? Kimmy says hair grows. Do it. That's true, it does. You're not wrong. Whoa, Madison. Flying in from the top of a very tall skyscraper out of a window with $9.99. Landing back at the number one spot says, chocolate toothpaste is what it tastes like. But I do love spicy food. And for the last time, watch the edit I sent. All right, I gotta heart that. I gotta like it. And then I gotta find this edit that she sent. God. Maddie. My God. Where is this edit that she sent? I don't even see your messages. Okay, here we go. You were boot goofing today, but you don't know if you like your outfit. What is this?
You cannot hide. Bring them hands. Come outside. Take off your disguise. Peek inside.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that was cool. I'm going to show that on stream. And hopefully we don't get like a copyright strike. I don't think we will. So Maddie sent me this. Wait. It's not going to turn the other way. All right, here we go. Nice. Yeah, I do feel like the gotchi is blowing up, especially on social right now. People are excited. People are excited. I'm excited too. Let's be excited together. Although episode 3 is delayed, and I'm not excited about that. That's kind of a bummer. That's kind of not ideal. I was kind of really, really hoping for episode 3 this weekend. But instead, we get Kaiju Season 2, Episode 1. So that's cool. I mean, that's, I've been looking forward to Kaiju for a while, so I'm ready for that too. Shinori says, sounds like midlife. It could be midlife. It could just be midlife crisis. Lexi says, Lexi at number 3 says, also get your ears pierced if you're okay with it too. So I have to get full tattoo sleeves. I have to get a fade on both sides of my hair. And I have to get my ears pierced. This is starting to sound like work. This is starting to sound like effort. Elora says, daughter has an undercut and highly recommend in this weather. Chloe says, like I said before, Chris sure does voice a lot of hot characters, and it's unfair. It's good to have a type in this industry. Whatever it is, whatever that type is, it's good to have a type because it means you have a chance to keep working. Not a guarantee, but you have a chance to keep working. Faye says, undercut it the longer on the top with closer in the sides. Oh, longer on the top, closer on the sides. Is that what you're talking about? I think that's what an undercut is, isn't it? It's like you grow the whole thing out, which for me would be like kind of like just a big curly ball, and then undercut on the sides, but keep the top kind of still there, I think. Yes, I am turning into a demon. I am turning into a midlife crisis demon. Shinori says, at number 2, I sometimes go with extreme spice that concerns people, but you know, c'est la vie. Nice use of French there. I like that. Yes, Maddie, in this case only, you seem to know what you're talking about. In the case of mint chocolate, you do not know what you're talking about. Not a bit. Not a bit. All right. I'm going to try to get caught up again. Kimmy says, so what I'm understanding is that we are all getting tattoos, piercings, and new hairstyles. I guess we're all having a midlife crisis together. Let's have it together. That way, you know, we don't have to be alone. What's up, Franny Meh? Is that right, Franny? Ear piercing or two? Okay, Franny. Yes. Oh, that is what you're asking. Yes, that's what I was thinking, Faye. I mean, I don't know how serious I am. I kind of floated the idea to Sarah, and she just, like, gave me the side eye, you know? So I think she thinks it's probably a midlife thing, and she's probably not wrong. But it's just boring, you know? I've had this hair forever. I mean, I don't hate my hair. My hair's fine. It's just basic, you know, and I still have my hair, which I'm happy about also. I've never dyed my hair, you know. I've never done anything crazy with my hair. And I don't think the age I'm at now is really the age to do it. But if I was going to do anything with my hair, I'd have to start, like, committing to growing it out. And, of course, doing that in the summertime, that's, like, the worst time to do it because it's so freaking hot. So maybe in the fall? Like, maybe when it starts getting a little cooler, maybe? Wait. Cookies, I missed your super chat? Hang on. I'm scooting up. I thought I saw it. I'm going. Okay, here you are. McKenna, cookies and candy for $2 says, I'm already working on a gender-bent engine cosplay. I will heart that, and I will also like it. That's wonderful. I have a feeling, as I'm going to be going to cons over the next 6 weeks or so. Basically, over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to 5 cons over the next 6 weeks. I have a feeling, I have a sneaking suspicion that I am going to see some very cool Gachiakuta cosplay. Which reminds me, I did mean to do this. I had no agenda for this stream at all, but there was one thing I wanted to do. And that was to show you guys this really, really cool new piece of artwork that I got commissioned for Engine that is going to be debuting this weekend in Atlanta. So let me grab that. Let me just grab that and give you guys a taste of what will be available only in person when you come to meet my kind of boring hair. Mr. Boring Hair. Special celebrity voice actor guest, Christopher Boring Hair Waycamp. Okay, check this out, though. Oh, yeah. That is cool. Came out really good, didn't it? Let me get that shine out of it. Came out real good. This is the 11 by 17. So it's sort of the large size, you know. And give you some detail here. Look how happy that guy is. That's a man with a magical umbrella he's very happy to meet you, but also you get the whole gang. Zanka, Rio, Rudo. Let's see if I can see Rudo over here. Rudo. Looking all cool. Just, you know, the whole crew. Just aura farming together. Love it. Love that print. And the detail, too. Like the detail on his coat. All the little details. I think all the little details matter. We got the little pins in there. Very cool. Very cool. So, for those of you that are coming out to meet me in person over the next 6 weeks, you will be among the first to get a chance at snagging one of those with my autograph and some kind of quote also. I'm thinking about what kind of quotes I want to use, and doodles too. I'm thinking about like engine appropriate, Gachiakata appropriate doodles. Obviously the umbrella is a great choice. Probably be doing a lot of those. Okay. Where was I? Gonna try to get caught up again. I don't want to skip anybody's super chats. Madison at number 1 says, must be nice having Chris come to your state. Must be nice. Madison, I'm trying to come to Florida. I'm trying to come back to Florida. I'm going to try my best. Panicking says there's hair gel type stuff you can buy that's colored. You can wash it out at the end of the day. That might be fun. Never tried that. Somebody was telling us something about UV tats the other day, but I can't remember what. There was some kind of downside to UV tattoos, but I can't remember what they were. Oh, it was about medical imaging, I think. Like if you get a UV tat, then you can't get an X-ray, or you can't do a CAT scan, or I don't remember. But there was something about it that was like, if you get that, then you can't do certain kinds of medical imaging, I guess. Which, of course, like whoever wants to do those, but you might really need to do them sometime. Lexi at number 3 says, I'll have to nag my husband and say, let's go to Chicago for Fan Expo. Oh yeah, please do. Please do. I'm going to be there in 5 weeks. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. I'm going to be at Fan Expo Chicago in 5 weeks. Holy cow. I'll be flying all over the country, guys. Racking up those miles. I am trying to come to Florida, I promise. All right, I'm going to mix up the vibe a little bit here. I don't want to mix it up too much. I don't want the robot to start yelling at me. Sometimes the robot starts yelling at you. Oh, McKenna, that's what it was. Yes, you can't get an MRI, and it was you. Yes. Is that actually true, though? I mean, or is that just like... Is that old news? I'm doubting. I'm pressing doubt. And I'm going to double check right now. UV tattoo. Can I get MRI? It says from healthimages.com. Blah, 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 blah. No, that didn't tell me the answer. Okay. From jeffersonhealth.org, think before you ink. Tattoos can complicate an MRI scan. I'm going to do a search here for UV. Nope, UV's not coming up. This says there's different strengths of MRIs. Okay, here we go. This is from some site called Medical News Today. That sounds like a fake website, but here it is. UV tattoos use a fluorescent dye, which means a tattoo only appears under UV light. There is little evidence on whether UV tattoo ink is safe for human skin. UV tattoos, also known as blacklight tattoos, are invisible under regular lighting and only appear under UV light due to the fluorescent compounds within the ink. There's no regulation over UV tattoos, maybe some potential health risks. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. This says side effects and complications may include, not definitely will, but may include reaction to MRI scans, which may result in swelling or a burning sensation, although this is rare and a temporary reaction. So, according to this very fake-looking website, it is not certain. So, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Did I miss another super chat? Hold on. I am trying to catch up. Oh, it's Kyle. What's up, Kyle? Welcome, dude. You must have got home safely, which is important. You gotta arrive alive. That's what they say. Madison at number 1 asks, Kyle, are you done with Florida cons for the year? Jackie says, I fell asleep in my MRI for my fingy. I was way too comfy. Apparently, powerful magnets make you comfortable. It's powerful spinning magnets. Lexi Richter flying in from the top of a coconut tree at number 3 with $4.99. Yo, throw all the chanclas. Kyle is in the chat. Dalil, I'm not going to get your name right. I'm not going to get your last name right. Shalengi, I'm going to say. Dalil Shalengi says hi. Hello to you as well, Dalil. Welcome in. Nella suggests that I should go for a midnight blue hair dye. Midnight blue. What is it about midnight blue that's so special? Is it just like kind of extra? This is not cutting it. I need something a little more energetic. I'm full of ramen and milkshake. The ramen and the milkshake in me is going to cause me to drift off into an MRI-induced slumber. Unless I can find some more energetic music. My lord. This is all so chill. Let's try again. Okay, let's try this. This sounds a little more upbeat. A little more upbeat, at least. Biat! I'd say that's a lot more upbeat. Star Vlogs, welcome in. DJ says, Chris, one more time. I promise I won't ask again. Can I get some words of comfort from Aizawa? Okay. Words of comfort. Let's see. My brain is like switched off. The ramen and the milkshake have switched off my brain. Let me think. DJ, no matter what difficulties you happen to be facing right now, no matter how sad or foreboding they may feel, just know tomorrow is a brand new day. We get another chance to face our life anew. And while I'm not saying that the pain's going to go away immediately, each and every day is a new opportunity to heal and grow. So sometimes we just have to crawl inside the sleeping bag, get ourselves really cozy and comfy. Try again tomorrow. Yo, what's up, Luna? You're not late. You're all good. You've missed literally nothing. We've just been chilling. Simon says, Chris, are you and Dr. Stone? No. I've auditioned for Dr. Stone like 3-4 times over the years, but no, not in Dr. Stone. Kyle's in Dr. Stone. Kyle gets to do cool stuff. I don't get to do cool stuff. All I get to do is just drink milkshakes and be tired. Kind of running out of milkshake, actually. Chloe says, when are we going to get a Kyle and Chris duo stream? I don't know. That might be too powerful. We might cause the servers to, like, light on fire. You know? No, we do need to do that sometime. That'd be fun. Oh, Ariah's got an update for us. Chris. Okay, so I got the information. Metal is what affects MRIs since it is just a huge magnet. So if the UV tattoo ink has metal, then it might be an issue. Otherwise, it'll be fine. Okay. Panicking says, Good Sir Christopher, prithee, tell how dost thou regard felines? Doth Aizawa hold fonder affections for them, or do ye both stand equal in thy adoration of such noble creatures? I think Aizawa maybe likes cats more than I do. I think I've become more of a dog person as I've gotten older. I was certainly a cat person back in the day. I've owned cats before. Had some very sweet kitties back in college. But yeah, I think all the toxoplasmosis died in my system, and so now I just don't feel the same sort of affinity for the cat as I do for the dog. But maybe that'll change. Maybe my opinion on that will shift with time. Maybe. I don't know. Oh yeah, good point, Madison. Yeah, if you guys are tired, if you guys are ever just like looking for something to do at night when you need to go to sleep, you should check out my bedtime stories here on Sleep Summoner. I think I'm so tired I didn't even think about that segue. Good reminder. Check out Sleep Summoner. Sierra says, Dr. Stone is the only anime you aren't in? Pfft, not even close. I'm in a lot, though. I am in a lot, but now so many shows I'm not in that are Way Campless. So many Way Campless anime out there. Shinori, Shinori flying in at number 2 from the top rope with $4.99. The good thing about MRIs is that text will let you listen to your favorite music while you're in there. Shinori is very specially positioned, I would say, to know a lot about this. And I just won't say anything else about that other than to say that Shinori knows what she's talking about on this particular point. Now, I have not had enough experience with MRIs myself to have an MRI, to have an I'm getting an MRI playlist, but that's good to know. In the future, God forbid, we have to do an MRI. I'll be like, hey, Shinori let me know that I can just put my music on in here, and that'd be pretty sweet. Jackie attempting to troll me in the chat. My own moderator at this point now apparently has joined this chat to troll me about Pedro Pascal. Not appreciated. Not appreciated at all. Not appreciated at all. I will tell you that one of the best things about Superman was that Pedro Pascal was not in it. That was one of the best moments. I couldn't believe it because he's in literally every movie. But I got to the end of that movie and I just stood up and I went, man, that was the least amount of Pedro Pascal that I've seen in a movie in a long, long time. That was really refreshing, I said to myself. No, actually, I said it out loud. I said it to the strangers in the theater. I turned to each one of them and I told them that, one after the other. Kimmy says, name of your autobiography, drink milkshakes, be tired. Yeah. Oh, well, Simon, I guess technically you're probably not wrong. I think when Cliff was directing back in the day, he had me in for some Walla on something. So, I think technically speaking, Chat GBT. GBT is actually correct. I think I am in Dr. Stone for like a minute as some unnamed some dude. And of course, there are no small roles. However, there are bigger roles. And maybe someday. Maybe if I'm good. Maybe if I just can get better, If I can just work on me. If I can get back in the workshop, just start, getting my skills where they need to be. Maybe someday I'll have a shot at Dr. Stone. Madison says, still at number 1, $1.99. I'm sensing some jealousy. Well, I don't know if it's jealousy. I would say it's professional interest. I would say it's purely professional interest. How about that? I am professionally interested in playing a larger part in Dr. Stone. I think that'd be cool. It's a cool show. It's a cool concept for a show. Alyssa's off to bed. Good night. Alyssa, sleep very well. Sleep good in Florida. I hope the rain, if it's raining, I hope the rain is peaceful. Simon asks, Chris, would you join the Kingdom of Science or Empire of Strength? I feel like as long as like all the science in Dr. Stone works based on like anime logic, where don't they build like a rocket ship out of like sticks and rocks and stuff? So like as long as it works like Gilligan's Island level science, where it's just like they can make kind of anything out of anything, I would choose Kingdom of Science. I think that's the right move. If not, if it was a more realistic version, I'm going to go with the Empire of Strength. Oh, I know. Noah says, sir, we love Pedro Pascal. I know. Everyone does. Everyone does. Everyone loves him. He's, how do I know that? Because he's in everything. He's the most overexposed celebrity in modern history. He's in everything. He's in too many things. And we had an actor like this from my generation. His name was Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was in everything. And then it got a little, towards later in life for him. And one of the things that he could not get away from later on in his career was that he really wasn't that good of an actor, because in everything that he was cast in, he just played Jack Nicholson. And so towards the end of his career, it kind of became a joke where he would get cast in something and he really couldn't be cast in like romantic comedies anymore. He did was it The Departed was his amazing turn as Jack Nicholson, the mobster. And that was just perfect casting. That was like, what if Jack Nicholson was a mobster? And it worked. It worked amazingly. But you look at a lot of the stuff that he made towards the end there before he kind of hung it up, and it was like, they didn't do that well because it was just, there was no acting in it, It was just Jack Nicholson being Jack Nicholson, which, so far be it from me to try to take food out of Pedro Pascal's mustache. I would never do that. But you get cast as Reed Richards in the Fantastic Fours. You don't even shave the mustache. You're not even gonna. You're just gonna be Pedro. You're just gonna be stretchy Pedro Pascal. That's the plan. You're not even gonna shave the mustache for this role. If there was ever a role, like this is his big Marvel role, right? You would think if there was ever a role where you would want to try to differentiate, where you think you'd want to like really show up as this character, you would think maybe it would be in a super duper iconic, well-known, everybody knows what Reed Richards looks like. But no, it's just stretchy Pedro Pascal. It's fine. It's going to be great. I will say, in defense of Jack Nicholson, As Good as It Gets is a really funny movie that I think is probably not politically correct now. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. But he basically plays this very curmudgeonly, like, author who... And I'm forgetting some of the premise, but basically he lives alone. He's an older bachelor type guy who never really settled down. And then Helen Hunt plays this waitress, I want to say, that he has an interaction with. And then it turns out, like, through some circumstance, they live near each other, or they figured out they live near each other. Anyway, it's like it's an opposites attract kind of story. And Jack Nicholson gets to be like his crankiest, sort of most offensive, curmudgeonly kind of self in this movie. And it's very funny. And it's very funny. It's a very fun romantic comedy, as I remember it. But I also think a lot of the jokes are probably don't translate as well to 2025. So, if you end up watching that one someday, don't say I didn't warn you if you feel offended by something. Okay, Lorth, fair. So, for example, Jack Nicholson played the Joker in the first Batman movie. This was a Tim Burton movie, okay? And what would you expect for the Joker in a Batman movie? He needs to have the face paint. He needs to have the crazy smile. He needs to, he needs to be acting crazy and acting really unhinged. But beyond that, he needs to look like the Joker, right? So what did they do? They made him look like the Joker. And I feel like that's the right move. I think that's the right move. It's like if we had, I don't know, what's another good example? Like Hugh Jackman had the crazy haircut, as Wolverine. He had the weird, like, pointy haircut going on. What if Hugh Jackman was just like, well, no, I mean, this is my trademark brand hair, You can't cut this hair. You can't cut this hair to look like Wolverine. I mean, this is my brand, is this haircut. I mean, I assume that's the conversation that happened with Pedro Pascal when they were talking about casting him. He's like, well, I mean, I can't cut this mustache. I mean, everybody knows me as the guy with the mustache, so I can't, it's just lame. It's lame. I'm gonna die on this hill. I'm gonna die on the hill of Pedro Pascal is lame. And it's gonna probably take a while for everybody else to get there, and that's okay. It's all right. I can wait. I've got my milkshake. I've got my weird dubstep music inside my little box. I'm actually almost out of milkshake. I'm running out of milkshake. All right, catching up again. Yes, what did I say? Curmudgeonly? Curmudgeonly. How about that? Curmudgeonly. I think that's a word. Where did I get the key change? So, this one... Oh my gosh, I've had this one so long I don't even remember. But it was a fan, and it was... Man, I feel like I should remember that. I don't remember now who gave this to me, but this one was a gift from Madison, I believe. Isn't that right, Maddie? I think that's right. Madison, the only Madison that I know. What's going to happen if I ever meet another Madison? That's going to be weird. It's going to be weird to know two Madisons. Two Madisi? What's plural for Madison? I guess it's Madisons. Madisi? Lexi at number 3 says, grab the chancla and bonk yourself with it. Look, I'm ahead of the curve on this thing. And I accept that. I accept that I'm ahead of the curve. Jadzia, yes, that's true. Jadzia is referencing the old Batman TV series from the 60s. And it's funny to see because Cesar Romero has him. They just painted his mustache white. And it doesn't even look... It looks crazy. DJ, maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know if he has a baby face. I don't know. I just know. I've belabored it too much. I'm gonna let it go for now. I'm gonna let you guys marinate. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take time. But someday on some future stream, Pedro Pascal's gonna come up again, and y'all are gonna go, you were right. And I'm gonna go, I know I was right. I've been right for a long time on this. And that's okay. I'm glad that you guys have joined me. Faye says, have you ever done a tour of all your Aizawa stuff? Oh my gosh. I have not. That would be hard to do. It'd be hard to do for a number of reasons. A lot of it is in a giant bag inside my studio closet. And a lot of it, I have some of it on the shelf. Some of it I have on a bookcase, but it's also just got a bunch of other junk on it right now. So the short answer is I don't really have, I don't have it like staged to the way some people, like if you ever see, when Tara shows pictures of her house and all the amazing Aizawa stuff, it's like perfectly staged. Like I don't have that. It's a working studio, so I just have tons of stuff around here. Like I feel like if it was in my bedroom, maybe then I could actually just set it and leave it. But because I've always got a bunch of stuff going on in here in terms of getting ready for cons, stuff coming in and out, yada to do. Oh, Sierra with the deep cut. I love it. Sierra remembers, see, and so back in the day, and I'm talking, this was Mandalorian days. Like season 1 of Mandalorian, I was sold on Pedro Pascal. I admit it. Sierra knows that when I got my PlayStation 5, I put a mustache on it and some googly eyes, and I named it Pedro PlayStation Pascal. That is all true. That is all true. I own that. However, I have come around, as you can tell. So, what the name of it is the same, I guess. I don't feel like I can rename it now. I've had it too long. And it still has the mustache and the googly eyes on it. So, I think it's just stuck being Pedro PlayStation Pascal. Maybe that means it's getting lamer. Maybe my PS5's getting lamer. I don't know. Good question, though, Sierra. Very good question. Madison asking for a refund. I think you're going to have to contact YouTube. You need to call YouTube customer support. Jackie says, I will never get tired of that beautiful man gracing me with his face. He is gracing you with his face? He is gracing you with his face. All right, Jackie. All right. Go ahead, Jackie. Go ahead. Madison at number 1 with $1.99. Gotta heart that. Gotta like it. Says, I will like mint and chocolate when you like Pedro. Maybe. That might be true. That actually might be a true thing. Kimmy says, make it a vlog for Sleep Summoner since you're closing in on 3K subscribers. Let's go. 3K. I started in October. I took about a month and a half off. So that's... Math is hard on milkshakes. That's like, we'll call it 8 months. Does that sound right? Let's call it 8 months. 3,008 months is pretty dang good. Thank you for all your help, everybody, for following the channel, for getting us very close to 3K, apparently. Yo, what's up, Dawn? Welcome in. We're just John. We're not doing anything important in here. We're just hanging out. Yeah, I think my eyes have just been opened, you know? I think I kept waiting. What I was doing is I was waiting. I was like, man, one of these days, I'm going to see something really awesome out of this guy. Like even George Clooney, who, you got to understand, George Clooney came from TV, right? And kind of worked his way up, you know, through the Hollywood system. He came from sitcoms, and pretty small parts and then bigger parts, and then made the jump to movies. George Clooney, towards the end, you know, and he still makes movies, but whatever. Like his peak, we're certainly past his peak. And same thing for Brad Pitt. Like they got to a certain point where it was sort of impossible to watch them in a movie and not see George Clooney or not see Brad Pitt, right? But so then what you do is you trick it up. You know, like Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys, which maybe some of you have seen, maybe you haven't, but 12 Monkeys, Brad Pitt was a big departure for him. And it was like, he acted like he was real crazy, he was real schizophrenic, and his physicality was extremely different. His face was real disheveled. Christian Bale, great example of an actor who has had tons of success and then, you know, a very justified success. American Psycho, like, it's a long list of really awesome performances. But then for The Machinist, like, lost a ton of weight, almost unrecognizable. Like, these are examples of actors that are, I think, going through a very normal, natural process that happens when you get overexposed, or when you start to realize, like, the challenging work is not going to come unless you can kind of now defeat your own success. You know, because that's what it is like these guys have gotten so successful in these examples, and Pedro Pascal as well. So successful that now you're fighting yourself in a way. Like, if you want to really go get the juicy roles that aren't just another paycheck, because you can just get paychecks the rest of your life, right? You can just be Pedro Pascal with a mustache and go get paid forever and make mediocre movies or whatever. What you see about the greats is that they realize once they get to a certain point, Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club, they get to a certain point and they realize, like, I have to do something drastically different. I have to do something to really break the mold of, like, what these people have seen for me before, or else I'm kind of just going to be trapped doing the same thing forever, and I'm really not going to grow as an actor. Like, I'm not really going to grow as an artist. So I need to break the mold. Unfortunately, I think with that success, you have the ability to say, like, you know, no, I want to do this thing over here. I want to do this really challenging thing over here. And maybe Pedro Pascal's going to get there. Like, maybe I will be proven wrong in the sense that, like, he's going to take on something that will blow us away. Like, we'll watch something of his performance and we'll be like, wow, like, Pedro Pascal played this something so against his type, and, like, this was really amazing, you know? I didn't even know it was him. Like, Colin Farrell, perfect example. Colin Farrell in The Penguin. For anybody that didn't watch The Penguin, if you're not a fan of superhero movies or superhero stuff, it may not be necessarily your bag, but it just got nominated for like 14 Emmys for a reason. It's amazing. It's amazing, this show. And a lot of that has to do with Colin Farrell and the way that he disappears into this character of the Penguin in a way that you, the whole time, you're just like, this cannot be Colin Farrell. Like, this is like a totally different human being. This is insane. So I guess what I'm saying is, people who tell me, like, you know, Pedro Pascal is hot. All right. I ain't mad at you. Like, he's a household mustache. Some people are a household name. Maybe he's a household name and a household mustache. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Does he deserve to be in every movie that is ever made for the rest of our lives based on that? No, he does not. No, he does not. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying at this point. I don't feel like that's too much to ask. What is this? I feel like I'm inside of an angry washing machine with this song. So we're gonna go to the next one. We're getting out of the angry washing machine with that one. Finn with $2 says, I'm going to go to bed. Good night, everyone. Good night, Finn. Thanks for hanging out. You get a heart and a like. Araya's going to bed. Good night, Araya. Sleep good. Thanks for hanging out. Avery says, silly question, what's your favorite kind of bread? I like sweetbreads. I like brioche and Hawaiian rolls. Okay, well, I love King's Hawaiian rolls. Those are amazing. I feel like as soon as a package of King's Hawaiian rolls shows up in our house, like, they're gone, like, almost immediately. Everybody just demolishes those. So, King's Hawaiian, very high on the list. I'm not a huge bread guy these days. I try to kind of limit. I'm not very good at it, but I do try to limit the amount of bread. Just because I do feel like it's extra carbs that I don't necessarily, I definitely don't need. But see, if I don't eat the bread, then I can rationalize it to myself to get the chocolate milkshake. So, I think that's how broken my plan is now that I've said it out loud. That's not a real plan that I've got there. But it is kind of how my thought process goes. Yo, what's up, Meow the Cat? The new little icon, I think we figured out, is based on giving money. It seems to be based on getting experience points for super chats. And then there's like a top 3. So, yeah. Kimmy says, Brib. Lexi says, Chris Pratt is an overrated actor. Okay, so 100% agree. 100% agree. Now, what we need to see from Chris Pratt in order to sort of break that allegation is we need to see Chris Pratt in a very difficult and very different role. Right? And if Chris Pratt is serious about his acting reputation, if he's serious about his reputation as an artist, that's exactly what he'll do. And if he's not, then he won't. And it's kind of lame. And then at that point, you'd have to go, that's kind of lame. He's just kind of doing the same thing over and over again for a paycheck. What you'd hope is that you would see, an attempt at something kind of different. Show us a little range, show us your chops. Show us you're willing to take a risk. Sometimes it's risky. You do something different, you do something outside of what, your audience already wants or your audience already knows you for it. They may not like it. Like, it may not be good. And now you've stepped out on a limb and now maybe it didn't go as good, right? Well, that takes some courage also. That takes some guts to do that. You have to put your ego aside for a little while and you have to go, let me try something that I don't know if it's going to be a success necessarily, And if you never do that, then you look at it and you kind of go, that's kind of lame. It's kind of lame that you never really took any chances, It's kind of lame that you literally wore the mustache in every movie so that everybody could recognize that it was you, Pedro Pascal, the whole time. Anyway, I know, we're talking about Chris Pratt. And I agree with you. I would love to see something a little different. I would love to see something that would stretch him in a different direction. I'd love to see something a little riskier. That'd be cool. Maybe it would suck. I don't know. I don't actually know, how interested Chris Pratt is in doing something like that also, because it's like you'd have to want to take that risk. And so not everybody wants to do that. You think about like really generational good actors like Daniel Day-Lewis or something. That guy, I think, is probably insane, on some level, in terms of just his methodology and the stories you've kind of heard about him behind the scenes or on sets and things like that, and his commitment to his method and whatever. But you could never say he didn't take chances, or that he was like afraid of ruining his brand name, or that he was scared of taking risks. I mean, I can think of at least one Daniel Day-Lewis movie that I saw that I was just like, ugh, But then some of them are just insanely brilliant movies, and so I could go on. I could go on and on and on. It doesn't matter. These guys aren't listening to me. They're not looking for my advice, Oh, Kimmy says the icons or for the new live leaderboard. So there's a name for it. We have a name for it. It's the live leaderboard. Hey, what's up, Nate? Welcome back. Good to see ya. Sierra says, if there was a Chris Pratt hater club, I'd be the president. Not a fan of him as a person. Fair enough. I don't actually know much about him as a person. I remember him from Parks and Rec. I really enjoyed Parks and Rec. I thought that was really funny. The Lego movie. I liked the Lego movie. I really wasn't angry at the Super Mario Brothers movie. I haven't seen any of his Jurassic movies. I just stopped watching those entirely. They just weren't doing it for me anymore, so I haven't watched any of those. I thought the Lego movie was super fun and funny. I don't know anything about him personally, other than I know he's in a lot of movies. Madison at number 1 says, I hate Chris Pratt, in all caps. Wow. I didn't realize that Chris Pratt was so polarizing. He seems like a pretty, at least on the surface, he seems like a very just basic dude. Nella with $2 says, 1984 Wonder Woman, Chris. Okay, but Nella, are you arguing that that's a good movie? Or are you arguing, what are you saying? Are you saying that's the example of Pedro Pascal's great acting? Or that's the example of Pedro Pascal, taking a risk in a big multi-$100 million superhero popcorn movie? Is that what you're saying? Or are you just saying he didn't have a mustache in that one? Is that what you mean? Then maybe that's what you mean, because we were talking about the mustache a lot. I don't actually know what he looks like in that. Pedro Pascal, Wonder Woman, 1984. Oh, yeah. He does not have a mustache. He does not have a mustache in this movie. Okay. So, maybe this is why he always has the mustache now. Because, he tried this in this movie, and the movie was a flop. And so now he's like, all right, that's it. I've learned my lesson. I have to have a mustache at all times. This is what people want. Yeah, he really has no mustache at all here. I was like, maybe he just trimmed it. Maybe he just trimmed it up a little bit. No. Didn't trim it up. He just literally has no mustache at all. Okay, let me see how this movie did. Wonder Woman 1984 box office. Disappointing performance compared to the first Wonder Woman movie. Oh, but this was during the pandemic. I don't know if that really counts. Because I do feel like most of the movies that were released during the pandemic flopped pretty hard. So I got to give it a little bit of a pass on that one. Because that was just a crazy year. It says the budget was $200 million. It says it made basically $200 million. It basically broke even. So Wonder Woman 1984 did not make money. But I haven't seen the movie. So I have nothing to... I can't say anything about the movie. I haven't seen it. But I think any movie that came out in 2020 was just doomed, regardless of whether the movie was good or not. So I can't really blame his lack of a mustache. But I wonder if he does. I wonder if he kind of does. If he's like, here was the movie where I finally shaved my mustache and the movie did not perform. I don't know. I'll call him. I'll talk to him. We'll talk it out. I'll ask him. I'll ask the real questions, and I'll get to the bottom of it. DJ says Pedro Pascal was also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. As one of his first roles, he was a vampire. And, well, was staked. Okay, well, that's cool. I mean, Buffy's a good show. He came up through the system. That's good. That's good. Shinori says... Shinori at number 2 with $2 says, my eyes, I'm blind. Wait, were you looking at a picture of Pedro Pascal with no mustache? Is that why that was... Is that why that was blinding you? Oh, no. Piper says, one of the first performances I liked Pedro in was his character Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones. Yes, Game of Thrones. To me, Game of Thrones is notable today, is especially notable today as an example of how quickly and totally anything that is like a cultural phenomenon, anything, doesn't matter what it is, because back in the day, Game of Thrones was the biggest possible deal it could have ever been. People had nights where they would get together and they would all plan to watch Game of Thrones as it was released. It was a huge, huge cultural phenomenon. But it's an example of how no matter how good your show is, no matter how good your game is, no matter how good your whatever is, if you have a terrible final season or you have a really terrible last act, not only will everything before it be retroactively tarnished, but it will fall off the cultural map so entirely that in only a matter of a few years, people will actively never talk about it again. Because that's kind of what's happened to Game of Thrones. It has like zero impact on the culture today. And yet, if you were alive back then, if you're around, if you're watching it, that show was like nothing that had come before it, as far as just the massive sensation of everybody awaiting every single next episode, awaiting the next season on pins and needles. It was the biggest deal. And then that final season just shot it all in the foot. And now it's like basically just a butt of a joke is what Game of Thrones has become. But there was really good stuff in there. There was really good stuff in there for those that were around actually watching it. Good night, Andrea and Ashley. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. Shinori with $2 says, I never want to see him without a mustache again. Shinori firmly at number 2. I don't think you ever will see him without a mustache again. That's kind of my point. Or at least part of it. Simon says, I hate that Game of Thrones normalized shows taking 2 years to release short seasons. Amen, brother. And for the most recent example of that, Stranger Things, which has taken that normalization to the farthest possible extreme, where I saw just the other day, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw, it was like, in 9 years, we've gotten like 30 episodes or something like that. Something crazy like that. And like all the kids that were the original cast are now like, 45 years old. Not really, but in Hollywood years, they might as well be, with the way that Hollywood kind of treats all of that. Especially, I would say, very unfairly, the females, Once females start getting to a certain age, Hollywood's kind of like, it's crazy how long it's taken to get that show out. It's crazy. Kimmy says, are we venting about Game of Thrones now? Because I got some loud thoughts. I bet you do. Another one that kind of went that way was, and probably not a lot of y'all saw this. Maybe you're too young, but a show called Westworld, which came out on, I want to say HBO. I want to say it was HBO. Season 1 of Westworld was so good, and it was so thought-provoking, and it was interesting, and it really dealt with some of the discourse around AI before the whole generative AI thing was really actually happening. But it was kind of perfectly timed because it was like right before that, thinking back on it. And then that second season was just, it was really, I think there was 3 seasons total maybe. I can't really remember about a third season because I don't even think but boy, oh boy, did that show jump over a big, nasty shark. Yeah, Muriel, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Realistically, I don't think he's going to finish the books. I mean, unless he's actually just trolling all of us and he's actually done and he's actually got the book and it's actually done and he's just like that would be a smart move on his part to just be done with the book and just be sitting on it this whole time and then wait to the point where he can really negotiate for literally anything he wants, like negotiate for the moon. I mean, just negotiate for anything. Because I think it is getting to the point where a lot of the fans, or at least the original fans for sure, are just kind of like, yeah, this is never coming. So that seems like it'd be the time to tell a publisher, like, hey, you might as well let me out of my current deal or whatever. And maybe, you get out of that deal and now, turns out you have the book. And you can turn around and now negotiate just an absolute, make a deal for the moon, the stars, the sun, all of it. Because I do think the fandom's going to spend in the billions for that last book. Yeah, Simon, I loved Lost. That was a great show. Although, that's another show that it became glaringly apparent by the end that the showrunners did not know where they were going. I think that's a common thing with shows too, is like, showrunners make a season, or they have a season or 2 in mind, and then it's a hit, and it's a much bigger hit than they ever expected. So then they're kind of like, there's aliens, or like, also they're in purgatory, or, it ends up kind of being this thing of being a little bit obvious sometimes that they're just trying to figure out what they can do with the rest of the story. But yeah, those first couple seasons of Lost were really, really good. It kind of went off the rails towards the end as well. Kimmy says, them books ain't getting finished. All right, Maddie. Thanks for all your dedication to Pedro Pascal's mustache and also to getting the #1 spot here on the live leaderboards on YouTube. Sleep good. Get some good rest. Oh, Nella, I absolutely remember Heroes. That was like, that also sort of predated the big Marvel explosion, and it was a TV show. I want to say like 2005-ish, something like that. So good Lord, that was like 20 years ago now. But yeah, Heroes was really good. Big sensation, yet again. And a very solid 2 seasons. I still remember how locked in I was on the big villain reveal. Because, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but it turns out the villain, the main villain, is a guy that can heal people. And I remember that messed me up so much. Because I was just like, I don't know, it kind of blew my mind. Of like, wait a minute. The guy that's behind all of this, like the most nefarious bad guy who's been pulling all these strings, and he's basically a global level terrorist threat. His power is he can heal people. That was a really cool narrative choice. And it was really interesting what they did with this character. Yes, save the cheerleader, save the world. That's right, Lexi. Oh my gosh. Piper says, I love how you're crap talking Pedro when I remember you made your PlayStation. Okay, yes, I already got called out for this by Sierra, but Piper, who is one of the OGs, I've already addressed this. I'll address it again. Yes, you are correct. I was a big fan of Mando Season 1. I still like Mando Season 1. It's a great season of television. I enjoyed it a lot. And out of an abundance of exuberance, I both decorated and named my PlayStation Pedro PlayStation Pascal. It's true. And my PlayStation still has the mustache. It still has the googly eyes. And I haven't changed his name. It's still the same name. The problem is, the PlayStation didn't change, okay? The PlayStation is still awesome. It's still as awesome as it ever was. Pedro Pascal changed. Or more to the point, didn't change. More to my point, did not change or grow. So, we're either going to see a growth arc. We're either going to see a growth arc after the Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal. He's going to start taking some chances. Or, certainly by this time next year, everybody is going to be over it. And Pedro Pascal is going to be lame. And you're all going to come to me and be like, you were right. He's lame. It's just I'm early, that's all. Yes, shots fired is right. Shots fired is right. I'm sure he's a lovely person. I'm sure he's a lovely man who is kind, and I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's a good tipper, you know. None of those reasons are reasons why I would go to a movie to see him. So, just saying. Piper says he was good in Last of Us. I'm not going to litigate all of this. I'm really not. I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to stake my claim right now. I'm staking my claim. 1 year from now, summer next year, we're going to come back together on a stream, and we're going to call it the Pedro Pascal. It's not going to take that long, also. It's going to happen before this time next year. But certainly by this time next year, we will start the Chris was right about Pedro Pascal apology tour here in the Campfire. And I will get a chance to speak with each one of you, as you will undoubtedly be saying things like, well, he's still hot, but yeah, you were right, he's lame. That's what I'm going to hear a lot of at some point. And I don't know when, but I can tell you for sure by this time next year, that will be happening. Lexi says, if I ever get to meet Pedro, I'll be talking to him in Spanish, mark my words. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get my people with his people. You know, I'm sure we can get a live stream going. Should make the new Discord tag Pedro. That looks like a cryptocurrency. I could see him doing that at some point. I'm going to say at some point Pedro Pascal will launch his own cryptocurrency. And maybe it would be Pedro, maybe it'd be PDRO, but it might be Mustache. MSTCH. Mustache. There's historical precedent for this. There's so much historical precedent for this, guys. Burt Reynolds. I've already talked about this. Burt Reynolds. He listened to all the wrong people. He had some other personal issues going on. The bottom line was, he actually had skins on the wall. He had some performances that were considered critically quite good. And then he started making money. He had his trademark handlebar mustache, and he was this sexy, hot icon. And he started making movies that made a lot of money, but then he just kept going back to that well over and over again. And pretty soon, that same mustachioed, handsome character wasn't selling, and it wasn't putting butts in the seats like it used to. And at that point, you have a choice. You have a choice as an artist. The right choice is to start taking some chances. That's, typically that's the right choice. It's not to double down and just like, wow, they just need more mustache. They need more of me with a mustache. That's usually not the answer. No, you know what I mean, McKenna. You know what I mean. Nate says, I cannot wait to see the Pedro video, Chris. I'm not going to lie. And your stompy stomp joke makes me giggle. Well, thank you very much. We do, in fact, have too much fun sometimes. Back in the studio. It's sometimes it's a little bit too much fun. Yes, Burt Reynolds is very, very sexy. You're right. All right, I'm going to hang out here for another, 10 minutes, something like that. And then I've got to go watch my favorite Pedro Pascal movie. So I gotta continue on with my night. This was fun, though. This was a wild tangent, I suppose. I don't really have it out for Pedro Pascal, even though it does sound like I do. I mean, I realize I'm talking about it a lot. I think it's just something about that mustache on Reed Richards really, really irks me. Really irks me. Guys, I'm gonna be in Atlanta this weekend at ATL Comic-Con, doing my thing, hanging out with you. Hopefully you guys, some of you can come out and meet me. That'd be fun. And then the plan is that I'll be back on Monday so that we can watch some Kaiju together. Season 2 is supposed to drop this weekend, Saturday morning, in fact. I think it comes out on X first. So actually you can watch it first on X. I just call it Twitter, but you know what I mean. It streams on Twitter first, and then I think it's available on Crunchyroll right after that. Which means, to me, it's like, as long as you're cool with watching stuff on your phone, I mean, I guess you could watch it on your laptop or on your iPad or on your desktop too. Like, you know, I just think of social media and I just mostly associate it with my phone. You don't have to watch it on your phone. You can watch it on, you know, whatever you want, whatever you can get access to. I do like the bigger screen experience though, you know, especially for a show like Kaiju, because I do feel like the animation with Kaiju is just like, so good sometimes. So for me, I don't enjoy it as much on my phone, I would say. But I guess in a pinch, I could watch it on my phone. Anyway, I think it's coming out on your phone first. It's coming out on Twitter first, and then coming out on Crunchyroll after that. So, but the plan is we'll watch it together in the Discord server on Monday. When I get back in town Sunday, and then back to life on Monday evening, we'll be doing another watch along, kind of like we did with Gachi this week, which was super fun, by the way. That was a lot of fun. Thank you to those of you who stopped by. We haven't done that in a long time. That was a good time. Yes, totally has posters. I don't have posters, but I do have a PlayStation named after him. Does that count? I feel like that should count. Yes, we need to watch Trash together. Absolutely. Yes, that was fun. Yeah, thanks for coming by, Mutt. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Thanks for coming to hang out. Okay, Lexi, I see you. All right, y'all. Well, until next time, may Pedro Pascal's mustache always be kind, always be benevolent to you as it graces your life in its many, many forms, as it undoubtedly will be coming to you in every movie and every commercial and probably soon every video game. May it bless you each time. May your blessings be 1,000-fold with the 1,000 different places that Pedro Pascal's mustache pops up. And until then, until such a time as we meet again, may you always be safe. May you always be sure. May you always be true on your path in life. And always remember, no matter what you do, for as long as you may live, always stay